vision cards, espers, robots, bandits, a buff for Orlando. If any of that piqued your interest, then you're gonna love this week's Should You Pull. Alright, here we are looking at the two new cards. We've got Agaion and Rubeus. Agaion is a new UR card that's going to come with an esper as well, and Rubeus is our MR card for this banner. So we'll take a look at each card, make some comparisons, take a look at the old esper, and we'll make a decision on whether or not you should pull for these cards. Before we get into that, however, we do need to give a big shout out to WOTV because they are amazing in what they do for us. Again, I'm on there every day, so please buy them a coffee or visiore or more. Okay, so taking a look at Steel-Plated Destruction Aigaion. This is a robot, but also a vision card, and he's got some sweet abilities. So you can see this is an attack-minded vision card, but you also get some dexterity there as well. And then the unit effect is the slash resistance penetration. So this will ignore a certain percent of a unit's slash resistance and allow you to penetrate through that, which is pretty rad in my opinion. And then the party effects are slash attack up and then accuracy up, so it's a double whammy. That's really good. Those are two incredibly useful effects. So this card looks pretty amazing right off the bat. Now in global, we're also going to get a global upgrade, and it's going to be for lightning and wind sword equipable main jobs. So that's your Howlet that just came out. It's Ravies the MR tank and Dario the MR tank, and then also Orlando gets a buff as well. So if you have one of those 4 units, then you will be able to get slash attack up as well. So that's even more bang for your buck. It's pretty sweet for sure. So taking a look again, we'll look at this card at various levels, because if you pull it, then you can farm the shards in the Whimsy shop and then max it if you want. But if you didn't want to max it, if you're more of a casual player, well then you might just want to 2-star it, and you can just buy the shards from the shop. In that case, you don't have to do any Whimsy farming at all. And if you did that, well, you would get 12% slash resistance penetration, which is okay, and then you'd still get slash attack 14 and accuracy 8. It's a pretty serviceable card. I think that this one's worth the investment though. So if we went to 3 stars, if you still don't want to go all the way, you want to go to 3 stars, well, and this is something that I've done in the past with Fenrir, you're going to get 14 slash resistance penetration, you're going to get 16 slash attack and 10 accuracy. So still pretty good. I'd still max this one. If you're really going to go for it, just go for it. Now comparing this to other things, well, we just got the Exorcist card, and then this gives you defense or slash resist penetration for the entire party, and it can go all the way up to 35, whereas our Agaion here, oh man, I should have queued that up better, it only goes up to 20. So 20 for one unit versus 35 for everybody. And you know what? That is comparable, but at the same time they're not that comparable, because once for one single unit, you could put that on the single slash user in your party, and everybody else could be magic or projectile or whatever, and then whereas this is best used for a full party. But that being said, if you went for this card, this Exorcist card, then maybe you are feeling pretty good that you don't need Agaion. So that's something to consider. But then we also take a look at something that we use to give accuracy to our whole party, and that's the Blades of Grass. And you can see that this is giving you a lot more accuracy than Agaion does. So this is definitely still like your main accuracy card, but I mean, it's really nice when you can fit 2 cards into one. So you could possibly use Agaion instead of this card, or instead of looking at something like the Miraga card. That's going to give you more slash attack if you have it maxed, but if you don't have it maxed, then Agaion is probably better, because you can probably max him now. So I really think that it's going to be worth it for slash attack. It's going to be worth it for accuracy as the party effects, let alone the slash resist penetration. So that's something to consider. Okay. So Rubeus, we're going fast today. Rubeus is going to be a card that gives you attack and magic. There's no extra stats, and it's a good balance there. It gives you agility up to 8%, which is very cool, and then ice killer up to 20%. And I think this card is amazing in that it gives you a relevant killer. It's not amazing in that I'd pull for it because it's an MR card, but it is amazing in that I think it's really cool to get these effects, and the more of them that we get, the better, because this is something that can have really cool applications for a raid boss, for PvE stuff, for PvP. If you're just really hate Agaion, well, this could be possibly something you use to make all your units super Agaion killers. It gives you the application to give people agility, which is very nice as well. It's got like balanced stats. It's a very fun card, so I'm pretty psyched about it. Although again, MR card maybe not worth pulling for. We don't really. So I forgot. I gotta do my 2-star here. So 2-star, you actually get a lot of ice killer. So this is already pretty cool. Like if you got this. If you pull by accident and you want to buy the shards for it, I mean, that's already pretty cool. And then if you go to the 3-star, it's actually not that much of a difference. I don't even know that I would 3-star this. If you're gonna go to 3-star, go to 4-star instead. Okay, so we don't really have any comparisons except for this card that we got a long time ago that had aquatic killer, and the problem is that there aren't that many aquatic units that we need to be killing. So this was an interesting card during the Flan raid. I believe that was an aquatic unit, but definitely better to have that elemental ice killer for sure. Okay, now on to the Agaion esper, and this is a pretty cool esper. So you're gonna see right off the bat like a super nice spread of stats. Not a single stat here is crazy, but there's just a nice spread of them. It's kind of similar to Ochu. Ochu also had a spread of stats, but it was an MR, so they were lower. But this is cool. You get some water resistance as well. The evocation spell is 100% hit chance, which is very cool. It also has a paralysis chance, so it's actually a very cool ability there as well. That could help you in the tower if you needed to hit some evade units. This is actually something that you could use, so that's kind of interesting. So because the stats are balanced, it's nice because you can use it for any of your units. Sometimes the ability board of a esper is more important than the actual stats of the esper, and the case for that is Siren. Well, you're going to put Siren for slash resist on somebody and not care that it's giving them more magic than attack. Well, in Agaion's case, he gives you a bit of everything, so you can just feel good about putting it on whoever you wish. Okay, so skill tree, these are all the skills listed here, and some really good ones. Slash attack up, amazing. Magic resist up, super huge. Fenrir gave us the same amount. And then pierce resistance up, that's awesome. We've got lots of pierce units in the meta right now. Glaciela's a baller. This also gives you water resistance, so if you wanted to go super anti Glaciela and you put Agaion and have the 15 pierce resistance, you're actually getting 10 water resistance and then 15 pierce resistance. So lots of really good options here. And then you got your accuracy, critical rate, water killer is there as well if you want to kill Glaciela, and then a little bit of magic up as well. So this is a really flexible esper, and I highly recommend that you are trying to acquire it. Okay, that's it for the video, and I'm gonna just summarize what I've said, and that is that you probably should wait for Rubeus unless you're super keen on acquiring these killers for your different formation building, but otherwise I don't think it's worth pulling for. And then Agaion, yeah, it's really good. I think if you built Exorcist, you might not get this, but even if you built Exorcist, this has an Esper that comes with it, so it's almost worth it for the Esper. I think this is a really tough time to pull because we just had the Halloween, the double banner, and now we have the FF4 on the horizon. But if you have 10k visiore, there's probably going to be a step up. So at the very least, if you want the card and you want the Esper, you could get it with some visiore Probably they usually do the step up banner, and then you can kind of evaluate and say, you know, do I want to take this to 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, whatever it is, and kind of make a decision there. But I personally am not going to be pulling for it, not for a lack of desire, more for a lack of visiore. I've got only 2,000 visiore, so I'm not even close to the 10k. I'm not going to buy any visiore, because I generally don't buy visiore, and for like a really big collaboration like FFT2, I went and got myself a birthday gift, but otherwise I don't really buy visiore, so I'm not going to get this, unfortunately. But I do sincerely hope that I pull it in the future, because boy, it looks good. But that's gonna be it. That's it for the video. Thanks for watching, you guys, and if you have any comments, questions, concerns, complaints, etc., then you can get at me in the comments or on the Discord, and you can come yell at me on the Discord directly and get at me, so that would be fun. Okay, see you next time, guys, and thanks for stopping by.